You want to understand manipulation, the exact dark psychology tricks people use to control others without them even realizing it. Here's the uncomfortable truth. This isn't rare. It's happening to you every single day, in conversations, in relationships, even while you scroll. And if you can't see the pattern, you become the pattern predictable, readable, controllable. Now listen carefully. The value you're about to get here, you won't find anywhere else on YouTube. I've spent hundreds of hours studying high-level leaders and complex personalities, breaking down how influence actually works beneath the surface. And today, you're about to learn one of the most dangerous techniques they use. But here's the catch. This method is so subtle that when it's used on you, it feels completely normal. No pressure, no force, just quiet control. And later in this video, there's a specific moment, a single shift, that can flip the entire dynamic instantly. The real question is, would you even notice it when it happens to you? Point 1. The Machiavellian foundation. The end justifies the means. Most people spend their lives playing a game they don't understand. They follow the rules of kindness and fairness, expecting the world to reward them for being good. But history isn't written by the kind. It's written by those who understand the cold, hard mechanics of power. This is where we find the foundation of dark psychology. Niccolo Machiavelli. His philosophy was stripped of all fluff. It is much safer to be feared than loved. Why? Because love is a volatile emotion controlled by the other person, but fear is an emotion you control. This is the art of calculated pragmatism. To the master strategist, morality isn't a compass. It's a tool. If you need to appear virtuous to gain trust, you do it. If you need to be ruthless to achieve a result, you don't hesitate. By adopting the mindset that the end justifies the means, you strip away the emotional clutter of guilt and empathy that paralyzes your competition. While others are busy worrying about their reputation or their feelings, you are focused solely on the win. In this world, you are either the hand that moves the piece, or you are the piece being moved. To Machiavelli, the only real sin is losing. Point 2. The Ayanokoji protocol. The power of invisibility. In a world obsessed with status, attention, and showing off, the most dangerous person in the room is the one who chooses to be invisible. This is the Ayanokoji protocol. While everyone else is burning energy trying to prove they are the smartest, the strongest, or the most capable, you do the opposite. You master the facade of mediocrity. By intentionally suppressing your intelligence and blending into the background, you eliminate yourself as a threat. When people perceive you as average or harmless, they stop calculating you. They lower their guard, they speak freely in your presence, and they reveal their true motives because they believe you don't matter. This invisibility provides the ultimate tactical vantage point. It allows you to observe the entire board and identify every weakness without anyone ever realizing they are being watched. True dominance doesn't require a podium or a title. It requires the discipline to remain a background character until the exact moment you decide the game is over. Remember, the loudest person in the room is usually the most insecure, but the quietest person is often the one holding all the strings. Point 3. The Liebert mirror. Psychological isolation. To break an opponent entirely, you don't use force, you use isolation. This is the method perfected by Johann Liebert. Most manipulators try to impose their will on others, but the true master identifies an individual's open wound, that secret trauma, that unfulfilled desire, or the deep-seated insecurity they've hidden from the world. Once you find it, you become the mirror. You reflect exactly what they need to see, making them feel like you are the only person in the existence who truly understands their soul. This creates a lethal psychological dependency. Once you have filled their void, you begin to subtly sever their connection to outside reality and their own moral compass. You don't tell them to do evil. You simply whisper that the world is a dark, meaningless place and that their goodness was always a lie. By isolating them intellectually and emotionally, you move them like a marionette. They aren't following your orders. They are following the version of reality you've constructed for them. The most terrifying form of control is making someone choose their own ruin because they believe it's the only truth they have left. Point 4. The Lawliet stress test. Controlled chaos information is the ultimate currency, but people rarely give it away for free. To get the truth, You don't ask questions, you create controlled chaos. This is the method of Lawliet. While others wait for evidence to appear, the master analyst provokes it through the stress test. By placing a target in a high-pressure environment or feeding them a blatant, calculated lie, you force their social mask to crack. The psychology behind this is simple. Humans have a biological compulsion to protect their ego and correct others. If you suspect someone is hiding something, you don't confront them. You intentionally make a false, slightly insulting statement about the situation. In their rush to prove their intelligence and set the record straight, they will reveal the very details they were trying to bury. L proves that manipulation is often a game of reaction. By being the one who creates the pressure, you force your opponent to move first. And in the world of high-level strategy, the person who reacts first is almost always the person who loses their advantage. Truth isn't found, it is flushed out. Point 5. The Bonaparte narrative, the architecture of perception. The final layer of manipulation isn't about individuals. It's about the masses. Napoleon Bonaparte understood a truth that most people ignore. History is not what actually happened. It is simply a story that people have agreed upon. This is the grand narrative. Napoleon didn't just lead an army, he led a legend. He was a master of the cult of personality, controlling every newspaper, every painting, and every bulletin to ensure his image was that of an unstoppable man of destiny. The dangerous value here is the realization that perception is reality. If you can control the story people tell about you, you control their loyalty and their fear. Even in the face of failure, Napoleon would frame his actions as a strategic triumph, ensuring the public saw only a hero. To apply this, you must stop focusing on the truth and start focusing on the optics. If you project absolute confidence, authority, and a sense of inevitable success, people will follow you, not because of the facts, but because they want to be part of the story you've created. He proved that once you win the war of perception, the battle on the ground is already decided. Control the narrative, and you control the world. The most dangerous individual isn't the one who uses one of these tricks. It's the one who uses all of them simultaneously. This is the ghost. Like Ayanokoji, they remain invisible, but like L, they are constantly analyzing the room. They use Machiavelli's cold pragmatism to choose their targets, and Johann Liebert's mirroring to bind those targets to them. Finally, they use Napoleon's narrative control to ensure that if anything goes wrong, they are never the ones blamed. The ultimate takeaway is this: manipulation is not about being evil, it is about being intentional. Most people are reactive, they respond to the world. The manipulator is proactive, they design the world. By seeing people as variables and emotions as levers, you move from being a victim of circumstance to being the architect of your own reality. But there is a price. When you start seeing the world as a chessboard, you realize that the king is always the loneliest piece on the board. You gain the world, but you lose the ability to be part of it. The question isn't whether these tricks work. It's whether you are prepared to live in the silence they create. Are you ready to stop being a pawn